ever felt like learning English on your own is impossible? You might think, I need a teacher. I need a class. I need someone to correct me. But what if I told you that you don't need any of that? What if I told you that you can actually learn English by yourself? In small moments throughout your day, without the pressure, the stress, or the heavy textbooks. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, today I'm going to show you how to practice English alone in a way that fits naturally into your routine. No classroom, no homework, no exams. My name is Suleman, and this is the Mr. Khan English channel. We're about to dive into a new way of learning English, one that's simple, effective, and honestly, way less stressful than what you might think. Let's begin.
The big problem. Now here's what most people think learning English is supposed to look like. You stop everything. You sit down. You open your book or an app and say, okay, now I'm going to study English. Sounds familiar, right? But here's the thing. This is actually where the problem starts. When you say, now I study English, your brain gets ready for work. It thinks of effort, mistakes, stress, and sometimes even frustration. And honestly, that makes the whole thing feel like a chore. But real English doesn't live in textbooks or classrooms. It lives in life. It's about connecting it to what's going on in your day naturally, without it feeling like something extra you have to carry around. Shifting the focus. Create language moments. Instead of saying, I have to study, let's do something different. How about we create language moments? Now, what's a language moment? It's something small and natural. It could last just 10 seconds, sometimes 5 seconds, or even just one simple sentence. When something is small, it doesn't feel intimidating, right? And when it doesn't feel scary, you're way more likely to do it. Let me explain how this works in real life. Example 1. Making coffee or tea. You're standing in the kitchen, making your tea or coffee. It's not a special moment. You're not sitting down to study. You're simply going about your day. But here's where you can add a language moment. Instead of just thinking about your to-do list, inside your head you could say, I'm making tea. The water is hot. I'm waiting. No need to repeat it over and over. No need to check grammar. No stress. Just one small moment of thinking in English. You don't need to speak it out loud. This is thinking practice. And thinking in English is just as important as speaking it.
The power of thinking in English. A lot of learners think, I can only practice by speaking. And yes, speaking is crucial, but before you speak comfortably, you need to think comfortably in English. It's like warming up your engine before a big race. Your brain needs to get used to thinking in English, and the more you do it, the easier speaking will become. Example 2. Looking at your phone. Here's another everyday moment. You open your phone to check your messages. Before you dive into scrolling, take a second. In your head, say,
I'm checking my phone. I want to see my messages. I am looking for new notifications. Now here's the secret. You're not translating from your native language into English. You're going straight to English. This is called cutting out the middleman being translation. When you remove that step, English starts to feel more natural and faster. And remember, don't worry about correcting yourself. You don't need to be perfect, just be present with English. Why perfection isn't the goal. You might be thinking, but what if I make mistakes? Let me tell you, mistakes are okay. Mistakes are part of learning. If you try to correct yourself every time, you'll end up getting in your own way. This is an expression we use, to get in your own way. It means you stop yourself from moving forward. And that's exactly what happens when you correct every little thing. Language moments aren't about being perfect. They're about being present, just living with the language. That's when real learning happens. Create the right moments. Don't wait for them. Most learners say, I'll practice when I have time. But guess what? Time doesn't suddenly appear. Perfect time is like a perfect day. It sounds nice, but it never really shows up. So instead of waiting for the right moment, create your own moments. They don't wait for you, they show up in your everyday life. When you're walking down a street, when you're washing your hands, or even when you're sitting on the bus. These are all language moments. Example 3. Walking and thinking in English. Let's say you're walking to school or work. While you walk, you could say to yourself, I'm walking to work. It's sunny today. I see a bus. It's that easy. And guess what? The more you connect English to real-life actions, the more natural it becomes. You're not studying, you're living in the language.
Invisible speaking, practicing without fear. Here's an interesting technique, invisible speaking. What does that mean? It's simple. You speak, but no sound comes out. You form the words in your mouth, but no one can hear you. At first, this might feel weird, but trust me, it's incredibly helpful. It helps remove the pressure of speaking out loud. No one is watching, no one is judging. You can practice anywhere, in the car, while you're walking, or even when you're alone in your room. Building confidence slowly but surely. Confidence doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from repetition. The more you practice, even silently, the more your brain gets comfortable with speaking. And guess what? Over time, your mouth will start to move in English naturally, without forcing it. Maybe you'll whisper a word at first. Maybe only a sound. But that's perfectly fine. You don't need to rush. Just let things happen naturally. Small wins lead to big progress. A lot of learners think that they need to learn a huge amount of vocabulary or grammar rules to make progress. But real progress isn't about quantity, it's about quality. Instead of learning dozens of words in one day, focus on one idea. One idea repeated throughout the day. It could be something simple like being tired.
Example 4. The idea of being tired. Let's focus on the idea of being tired for a day. All you have to do is think about being tired and use English to describe it. I feel tired today. I was really tired this morning. I think I need a nap. You don't need to memorize these sentences. Just keep the idea in your mind and express it in different ways. The beauty of this? You don't need to rush. You're just circling around the same thought in English. This builds comfort, and that's how you start to really understand the language. Fluency isn't about speed, it's about comfort. A lot of learners think fluency means speaking fast. But here's the truth. Fluency isn't about speed, it's about comfort. When you understand the idea and when it feels natural to think in English, that's when fluency happens. It doesn't matter if you speak quickly or slowly, as long as you're comfortable.
Wrapping up, you are not behind. Before we end today's session, I want you to know this. You're not behind. You're not too slow. You're not doing it wrong. You learning English on your own doesn't mean it's a lonely, stressful journey. It's about small moments, honest moments, real moments. Thank you for being part of today's episode. I'm Suleman from the Mr. Khan English channel. Remember, keep learning, keep growing, and keep believing in yourself. Bye for now.